Alright, so we're back, and I've been thinking a lot about this whole Tailwind team that I've been running, and, I was thinking it was good on paper, but, judging from the 1-2 record that I have with this team right now, not so much in practice, huh? Regardless, though, here's another battle. I decided to switch something up, because of that. I got rid of the Bronzong because all it ever really seemed to do was just come out, maybe set up one screen and die. So I replaced it with Reuniclus. So we'll see how that plays out in this battle. My opponent's bringing Aegislash, Rotom, Landorus, Ferrothorn, Charizard, and Dragonite. And, I don't know. All these things are problems as usual, so let's just go into it and see how we do. Alright, Ian is coming in, and he is going to go for that super aggressive Dragonite lead. Now, I'm gonna lead with my Whimsicott as I've been doing, and just set up the Tailwind so I can get my stuff to go fast. Dragonite now is going to go for the Fire Punch, which is a good play, but it's not really going to do enough damage to really matter all that much, especially since, it's unstabbed and it's he hasn't set up yet. So I'm just going to U-turn out, having set up my Tailwind, and break the multi-scale. So I figure I'm in a pretty good place right now. So I go into my Nidoking thinking that's the best switch in. Behind the Tailwind, I should be able to outspeed this thing, but he goes for the Dragon Dance on my switch-in, and so now I'm not so sure. In isn't sure either, and so he's actually going to pull the switch and go out to his Rotom, as I stay in and just go for the Ice Beam, thinking that I should be able to survive an attack anyway. Now, there isn't really much that my Nidoking can do here, so I switch out and go into my Reuniclus. Now, this is what I have replaced my Bronzong with, so let's see how he does. The Tailwind dies down, and I'm just going to use this turn to set up Reflect, because Rotom, sure, that Hidden Power kind of did some decent damage, but it can't really do much, and I'm actually running the Regenerator Reuniclus as opposed to Magic Guard like most people run here. So the Landorus comes in, I set up my Reflect, and I don't want to take whatever this thing's got to offer, so I switch out to my Whimsicott as he goes for the knockoff. Now, he's clearly Choice Scarfed because that wasn't really very much damage, even though it was resisted, and I am going to set up my Tailwind as he switches out. But he goes out to the Ferrothorn, and that... I don't know, I always have problems with Ferrothorn. Me and Ferrothorn are not friends. So, I go out... I can't even U-turn out because I don't want to take the damage. And so as I pull the hard switch, the Ferrothorn goes for the Sneaky Pebbles, and he's just gonna switch himself out too. He's predicting my close combat, which is pretty good as I go for the Mega, but I predicted his prediction and go for the Earthquake instead. Now that is going to do massive damage on the Aegislash switch-in, and that's going to make him, or his Aegislash rather, all but worthless. Sure, he's going to go for the Shadow Sneak and get off a little bit of damage, but he's just going to go down to his own Life Orb recoil, which is very good because Aegislash is a problem. Just thinking about it though, I don't usually see Life Orb Aegislash, usually I see Weakness Policy or Air Balloon. Anyway, my Tailwind dies down, and the Charizard switch-in basically forces my Heracross out. And here you're going to see that Reuniclus really does seem to want to follow in Bronzong's footsteps. Reuniclus comes in, Charizard Megas. As a matter of fact, this is almost the exact same situation as the last battle. Because it takes the attack and just goes straight down. That is almost the exact same thing that Bronzong did in the last battle. Anyway, so since these rocks are up, I just switch in my Starmie thinking maybe I can scare it out as I go for the rapid spin. But really, I should have kind of known better, because in the sun, that water is not going to do all that much damage. So there really wasn't much reason for the Charizard to switch out, as he goes for the Solar Beam and just takes my Starmie out. I mean, I'm not really too concerned with all of that, though, because my Starmie always misses its attacks anyway, so, I mean, whatever. So, now I go into my Talonflame, and this time I predict him to switch out, so I'm just gonna go for the Tailwind instead of actually going for an attack. And he comes into his Rotom, and now I'm just gonna U-turn out. Now, this is gonna be a bit of a misplay, because I go into something that shares my water weakness. Nidoking coming in here to take the Hydro Pump. Yeah, that was a bad play. But I go for the Sludge Wave thinking maybe I can take it out, but it's not gonna do enough damage, and he's gonna just switch it up to Hidden Power, and that is going to be enough to take me down. Now, that's one of my main attackers out, just taken out, so I'm kind of in a bad way here. But either way, I'm gonna go for the Rock Blast, miss, and take another Hydro Pump. Now, my Tailwind dies down, and I wasn't sure, but Heracross is not fast, especially Mega Heracross, so I take the second Hydro Pump, and in three turns, both of my major attackers on this team are down. So I am in an absolutely awful situation here. So I go into my Talonflame, go for the priority Brave Bird, and revenge kill this Rotom. As he goes out into his Dragonite, I'm just going to go for the Will-O-Wisp to cripple this thing, because I do not want it running all over my team. Here's another unique one, though, as this Dragonite actually carries the Lum, which, well, I suppose it's not really all that unique, but I mean, I usually see them carrying Weakness Policy now, so that's something else too. He goes for the Extreme Speed, as I go for the Will-O-Wisp again, effectively crippling this thing, which is good. And now I'm just gonna switch it up to Brave Bird, trying to do some decent damage. Now, this Brave Bird is actually going to do enormous damage, because I got a crit, which completely mattered, because he's gonna go for the Dragon Dance, trying to make up the burn, the lost attack from the burn, and that burn is going to take it out. So that is a little ray of sunshine, at least, but he's going to come in now with Charizard, and I was considering going for the Roost here, but I don't think I could get back enough health for it to really matter, so instead I just go for the Brave Bird, do lots of damage, and die to the recoils. So now the only thing I have left is my Whimsicott, and so I come in as he went for the Dragon Pulse on the other turn. I could have encored, but at that point there was no real point. It would have just extended a battle that was lost anyway. Right, so that's the battle, you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe, because I am pretty sure I'm done with this Tailwind team now. It's been losing far too much for my liking anyway. I'm thinking I'm going to switch up to the new team that I mentioned earlier this week, and just start battling with that. Yeah, so if you guys have any suggestions for what teams I might use in the future, or what folks you want to see me try out, just be sure to leave a comment so I can, do that. Yeah. Bye.